I went through a lot of trauma and the outdoors was a healing space for me. When I saw the benefits, that's when I wanted to introduce it to my community. My name's Amira, I'm known as Amira The Wanderlust. I'm the founder of the Wonderless Women, which is a group that I created in lockdown. It was promoted for Muslim women and for women of an ethnic background to help them get more confident in the outdoors. My mission is to diversify and make the outdoor space more inclusive, to see more representation of women like me, and just to create a space where women who look like me can feel comfortable. The Wonderless Women was an idea which was like it's locked now, what shall I do, let's do something. And then it's sort of, the next day I woke up with like so many messages, loads of followers. Now, a year and a half later, we've got a small team together now. We've got women who've started to lead walks in different areas. We're providing courses for people. You know, from the idea of just taking people out, is gone to getting people skilled as well, so they can go out on their own and give them that confidence. It's sort of grown like quite fast, but I'm very happy that it's gone like that. When I started the Wonderless Women, I used to get a lot of questions, oh, why is it for women only and why is it for this and etc, etc. And for me and for our religion, we have a faith that we follow and we're modest, and I wanted to create a space for these type of women so they can come and enjoy and have a good time and feel comfortable. I think for us, we're not just a hiking group, we're a community, especially for women. They go through so much stuff and they feel like they're the only person going through that, but then they come and then they meet 5 other women that are going through the same thing. So it's just really nice to have that sense of community. My vision for the Wonderless Women is to have as many leaders as possible, all around the UK, to have a training academy so where we can teach people about expeditions, camping, hiking, navigation, and eventually I'd love to have our own centre where we can have activity days, where we can have a hub. Generally, women face a lot of discrimination, and I've learned that within the outdoors, many women did face a lot of discrimination. So then being a woman of colour, and obviously who covers as well, that's a very empowering thing, not just for me but for my community. So I think it's really important that when we have like these really big days, we include all types of people to be represented. The outdoors has been a personal journey for me. It started off with me just going along with my mum, but I used to see the benefits mentally and physically. I've seen the difference that it makes for my faith and spiritual side. So that's why whatever we do, we always have that going back to our faith and connecting everything that we do to our religion. Islam comes from the word salam, which means peace, and what more can the outdoors give than it just being like a peaceful space. There's a lot of barriers, and one of the main things is representation, and I really believe that if you don't see it, you're not going to think you're part of it. When the outdoor world or sports is promoted, it's generically, it's always been one specific type of person that's been used or portrayed in the media outlets. So anyone that doesn't fit that criteria, they're not going to feel like that is for them. And if you look at a majority of what's being promoted, you don't see women like me or my community represented. The work that I do, even by me posting, so many people have just started doing activity because they felt like, oh, it doesn't matter if we wear a hijab or we wear something longer or we look a bit different. They've been able to connect and do these things. For me, wearing the veil and hijab was the most empowering thing because I wasn't just representing myself, I was representing thousands of other women out there. I think for us to have a voice, and if you've got that voice to promote, who's to tell someone that you can't do a certain activity because you're wearing something. And obviously for me, my biggest hero was my mum, and she really inspired me to do what I'm doing. So I feel like it's really important to have those sort of role models, especially for our younger generation. So if they see people like our group, that will enable them from a young age to become more engaged, to the outdoors and to sports, etc. And they won't worry about what they look like. All of this started with my mum and her encouragement, and if she didn't introduce me to the outdoors, I wouldn't be in the position I am today. So she plays a big role in my life. I've always looked up to her to be like this really strong, incredible, beautiful woman that's just gone through life with whatever's been thrown at her. So her being like that has taught me how to be tough. She's always encouraging me to be the person I am, and she's never stopped me from doing the things that I wanted to, and she was the one that encouraged me to go follow my dreams. And it's just amazing how your childhood and what your parents encourage you to do can really shape who you are as a person when you sort of grow up.